All right. Hey, guys. We are live, and it is segment 12. And tonight's going to be a great night. We have an awesome mama that's going to tell her story. First off, if you guys wouldn't mind commenting down below, like where you're from. We love seeing that each week. Like, I think last week I saw the UK and Australia.
Florida.
Florida. But different countries are kind of cool.
Yeah, that's true.
Florida's cool, too.
And different.
Yeah. So keep doing that. That's really awesome to see where y'all are watching and supporting from. And then I think we're just going to start out by letting Peter talk about like what he went through last week for segment 11. So I'll just hand it off to Peter.
Well, we finished segment 11 this week, and that actually ended up here in Kansas City, Missouri at Children's Mercy. And I have 3 scheduled rest days off, and I'm with Jenna.
Right, we're together.
We're together, which is really nice because, we're trying to do a lot here, but we're not often in each other's presence. So it's just nice to see one another. And my family is here, which is super, super refreshing for all of us, I think, just to be together. Running wise, it was actually kind of a neat week because I had 2 different crews. Quinn and Christine DeMeo crewed, and then Jenna and Zach got to come out and crew as well. And I met Steve Sodergren. Is that Sodergren?
The running for guy.
Yes, super, super nice guy and very, very supportive, very involved. And we had a lot of good talks together for like almost 9 miles we ran together. But it was a pretty, other than the awesome people that I met, running wise, it was a uneventful week, which was kind of nice.
It's good weather.
Good weather, yes. Yeah.
Really nice out, actually.
So.
Yeah, good week. Now he's getting a little break.
A little break.
Yep, so he doesn't start running it in until Tuesday.
Yeah, so as a short segment coming in, 3 days off, and it'll be a short segment going out, and then it'll be back to normal for, 7 more segments, starting with 12.
This is like a nice break.
7 more weeks.
Like in between almost. I mean, you're a little over half now, but like refresh, get you ready for the next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So that was it.
Yeah.
I mean, not much to
Just
say.
Just a good week.
The camper's fixed.
Oh yeah, camper's fixed.
We'll get back in that too.
If you guys have any questions for him, like if you think we're forgetting something, shoot us some question in the comments. But yeah, I think this is just a good week, like a good week. And then the next up, we're just gonna do our recap. I love doing the recap each week. I think it's really important not to just to honor the kids, but also remember all the angels. You guys all know remembering the angels is important to me. So we'll just do a recap of all the kids that Peter honored and during the run. Yeah, of course we got Gabby and Nathan. We actually saw Nathan yesterday.
It was awesome to see Nathan again.
He looked great. He looked so good. And then we learned about so many kids this week. A lot of these kids, I mean, I never would have seen them or heard them if it wasn't for the run.
Okay.
So that was our segment 11 recap. Whole new set of kids this coming week. The child that we are honoring this week, or remembering this week, is Bailey. Bailey holds a special spot in my heart. I never got to meet her, but I have met her amazing family. Her mom, Nicole, is going to be joining us in just a second here, and she's going to tell us all about Bailey and Bailey's Foundation. Hi, Nicole.
Hello.
Hey, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
I know it's always a little hard to tell like Bailey's story. It's hard for me too to tell Emery's story, but it really means a lot to us that you're here and you're willing to tell, and then tell us all about foundation you guys started and about what you guys are doing now to continue helping us and supporting us with the REM. But let's just start out, if you are okay with that, just kind of telling us Bailey's story. You can tell us as much or as little as you want, just kind of how it started and kind of a little bit of what she went through.
Okay, so she was born in August of 2005, and in June of 2007, we actually went in and found out she'd been having some rectal prolapse, and then also her hip was bothering her to where like I couldn't even pick her up and put her on my hip and carry her. So we went in for scans and they thought it was just fluid. And when the doctor was doing like just an exam, he felt her stomach and felt a mass, I'm assuming, because he later wanted to do scans. And then that's when they noticed it. So they immediately sent us upstairs at Children's Mercy. That was right at that time that she was diagnosed there, that photo. So she was diagnosed in June of 2007, and we were in the hospital for 3 straight weeks, and they immediately started chemo. It was stage 4 neuroblastoma. She had a grapefruit-sized mass in her stomach, like in her abdomen, and then it had spread to her hip, which was why it was bothering her. So it spread to her hips, like in her joints. And then also she had also had the mass that had started behind her eye. It was in her bone marrow. So they immediately started chemo and gave her about a 20% chance at that point. So, so we did treatment. She did 7 rounds of chemo that initial go around. They did 1 surgery to resect the mass. She also did a stem cell transplant in December of that year. So, which she did really well. It's like everything for that round she went through with flying colors. At the time that she was sick in 2007 and 2008, the standard of protocol was just an Accutane medication that she would take orally. I think now that the standard is the antibodies, but she didn't actually receive that the first time. It was still in trial. But in September of 2008, she was considered in remission and life was great again. So we just kept going back for scans, tried to live like a normal life other than the scans all the time. And then in February of 2012 was one of her scheduled scans, and went in and they found another mass. So neuroblastoma again, because unfortunately it was in the same spot. It started over in the same spot. So because she didn't receive the antibody treatment the first time, they thought that maybe that was a good option to try that. And then also she did some more chemo. I think that time she did 5 rounds of chemo. But they just got to a point where they said it's not working. So we really didn't have a whole lot of options. We just kind of jumped from one thing to the next, just trying to figure it out, something that would work. So we went to Cincinnati and she got the MIBG scan, which is the high dose radiation. So we did that one time. And then we were headed back there a second time after she'd had 2 separate surgeries to try and remove what was there. And we went back there in October. Let's see. She fought that for 2 years, exactly, almost 2 years, because it was just on and off. The antibody treatment they did was almost a 6-month treatment. And then by the time they did the scans, we'd seen a mass again, and we tried another surgery. And then we went to Cincinnati to do a trial. And then at some point before we even got to start the trial, they just said that there was nothing else they could do, that the trial wouldn't even touch what had already grown. So they actually, Children's Mercy sent a plane to Cincinnati to get us because she couldn't drive. They didn't want her to drive 8 hours or 9 hours or whatever the trip was for us to drive back home. So we came back and they let us go. And that was in October of 2013, November, I think. Actually, it was right before Thanksgiving. And then in January 24th, she passed.
Goodness. I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot.
It was a lot. But she was strong. She fought the whole time.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know where she gets it from.
Okay, so sorry.
No, it's okay.
No, I can't get through my story either. I mean, I'm a mess when I talk about Em, so.
Well, you think that over the years it goes away and it makes it easier to talk about, but sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. So then in 2014, I decided that I wanted to, before she'd passed away at some point, I had thought about starting, because as a parent, you always think, well, once they beat this, what are we going to do? Once we get past this, what's next? Yeah. So I just thought I want to do something for other kids because we had so much support from the local community and all of our friends and family that I just wanted her to learn how to give back to other kids and other families. And so I thought, well, we'll just do something. And then when she passed in January, I wanted to continue to do that. I just didn't get to do it with her. So, but we, some friends of mine and my family got together and figured out some things that we were going to do. So we just started Bailey's Foundation in 2014, and people had done some events for her. My aunt had ran a golf tournament for her, and a friend of mine had done like a trail ride for horses, and we just decided let's continue these events as ours. And then we just picked up things along the way. So it's been a crazy ride with Bailey's Foundation, but really, we were really blessed to be able to meet the families that we've helped and to just to be able to feel like we're making some sort of a difference in their lives, because I try to relate to them knowing that they've been through what I've been through, as you know now that you do, Emery. So, and we're blessed to be able to get wind of Emery's story, and so reached out to you, and the rest there is history.
I know. I think most people on Em's page probably at some point have heard about Bailey's Foundation because, we love you guys, and you guys for sure made a difference in Em's life. I mean, we still talk about the birthday party like all the time. Like the Target birthday party with the limos and the glitter and the red carpets and the Let It Go playing, and oh my goodness, shopping spree. Like that was just crazy. And like seriously the best thing ever. And plus you guys did so much more for us. Like I've told you, you're the reason why I wanted to do something for kids. So, I mean, what you've done has already caused like a ripple effect because I'm now doing it because of you. Like I saw what you guys did for Em, and I was like, I want to do that for someone. And I thought the same thing, you did. Like I wanted to do it with Emery. But, now we're still doing it, but still with them, just not like we wanted it to be,
Right.
Yeah. Exactly. You guys mean a lot to us. You always will. Because whenever we think of Emily, we're going to think of you guys.
Good.
And now you're still supporting us. Bailey's Foundation sponsored Bailey's segment 12.
Yes.
Pretty darn awesome.
It's important. It's important that, whatever we can do to help, we want to. We want to help the families, just like Win-Emory, and we have other families that we've helped, but we also want to make sure that we're supporting things that fall in line with our mission as well. And what you're doing is absolutely part of that. So absolutely. I think it's great. I thank you so much for honoring Bailey in this segment. And I wanted to make sure that there was money there for that to happen. So that was amazing.
No, like Bailey was one of the first kids I thought of when we were like, let's pick some kids. I was like, well, let's pick Bailey.
Yeah, good. I love it. Thank you.
No, yeah. So yeah, well, I always like people to hear just about the kids, like non-cancer, like push cancer side. Like you've already told me all about Bailey because you said she might reminded you of Bailey. But just tell everyone about Bailey, like cancer side. What was Bailey like?
She was a little mini me for sure. I was a single mom through all of it. So we were together 24/7. My mom was really the only person that stayed with Bailey during either one of her treatments. So we grew really close, if you will. We did everything together. So it was a lot of fun. She was my movie buddy and my dinner buddy. And, we tried to have a lot of fun together. So it was a good time. Yeah. That was my 30th birthday. My parents tried to surprise me with a party that Bailey had wanted to help them put on. And it just so happened that she was going to have surgery scheduled for the same time that it was on for. And so my mom was like, we have to cancel. And Bailey was like, no. She was determined to have this party for me. So they had to push it, reschedule it. And they did surprise me. And she actually didn't ruin the surprise. I really had no idea. So it was a big deal for her, but she loved it. And she loved everything. She was an adrenaline junkie for sure. So the faster it went, the higher it went, the scarier it was. It was.
So the more heart attacks she could give you, the better.
Exactly. Yeah. So I remember trying to squeeze into roller coaster rides with her and stuff and wanting to throw up, and she's thinking it's amazing. So, but we did it. And she was also very girly. So she loved glitter and she loved her leopard print or zebra print. And she was very fashionable, if you will. Yeah, very goofy. But she also had no problems wearing her jean skirt and her glitter boots to go out and ride her horse. So she was just fine getting dirty. She just wanted to do it all dressed up. So
yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, duh. But she was fun. She was sassy. She loved her animals, and
the pictures of her riding the horses, I'm like, she's really going.
Yeah.
Pretty fast. That one.
Wow.
And she's so cool. Look at her up there on that big horse.
Yep, that was her barrel racing on her horse Candy.
Oh my gosh. How old is she there, you think?
She was 7 then. That was the summer before. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wow. So, look at her go. That's cool.
My family grew up with horses, grew up rodeoing, so it was just kind of a transition. But luckily she liked horses and liked to ride. And so she did. And it was a lot of fun. They had a couple barrel racing fundraisers for her, and she got out there and she rode too. So
wow. I wish I could have met her. I mean, I feel like I know her because, of you and knowing you, and you said she's your mini me, and so I just imagine a little version of you. But yeah, her and Em would have fun together.
Yeah, exactly. I just remember seeing Em's photos with the horses, and her little bald head was so cute. And I just thought, like, oh, she was Bailey's age, or right around it, and she had the same cancer, which I'm pretty sure that Em was the first child that we had sponsored through the foundation that had neuroblastoma, which is obviously very dear to my heart. And so I thought, this is great. And then when I met you guys and met her, I was like, yes. She has her own store, and so sassy. I just remember hanging out at your house one night, and she was like shaking her booty, and I was like, "Oh, that is so Bailey." So
I'm sure she told you guys a few times like exactly what she wanted, because
that's
how she was.
Yeah,
all the different snacks that she liked that were
she was particular. She knew what she wanted, and that was one of the things that reminded me about Bailey too. Is they knew what they wanted. They liked certain things, so
they know what they want. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, we love you guys, and we're just glad to have you guys being a part of this. Have Bailey a part of this.
Yes, I'm glad that we can. That I think it's amazing that these two little girls that never met, they're so much alike in so many ways, yet so different, obviously, individually, but they never met, and yet here they are bringing us together for life now. It's just amazing to me how much of a mark that they've left on the world at their young ages.
So, yeah, exactly.
So,
is there anything else? If we miss anything, you have anything else you want to say? Don't have to. I just don't want to make sure I'm missing.
No, I don't think so. I think it's good. I definitely want to say thank you, though, for everything you guys are doing, trying to bring awareness. I love everything that this run stands for. Obviously, I love what you guys do with the foundation, but with this event specifically, I think it's really amazing, and I think it's so important to continue to try to bring awareness, because as much as parents and families that are going through or have gone through things with childhood cancer, there are so many people out there still that just don't even realize it's a thing, realize how underfunded it is, and don't even know what the gold ribbon stands for. So I think it's really important and amazing. It's one of the things that within the foundation we strive to do, is just to raise awareness and keep making sure people understand the reality of this out there. And so I think it's great. So thank you again. I love what you're doing. Thank you, Peter, for running.
Absolutely. Of course.
Well, I feel the same way about you guys. I think you guys have done a ton for kids battling cancer, and you did a ton for us. Like I said, we'll never forget it. So I think you guys are amazing.
Thank you.
Thanks for being on here tonight.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
All right. Well, have a good night.
All right, you too. Bye.
All right, guys. So next, unless you guys, I didn't see, did we miss any questions for you? I didn't see any questions. I don't think this. Can you look? Oh my gosh, you're like smarter than me.
No, I'm not.
Oh look, how many pairs of shoes have you gone through?
Oh, 10, 11 shoes. I quit counting because I started going through more than I thought I was going to. So a lot of pairs. I think I have 6 more to go through. So maybe 15 total.
That's the only question that's on there. So we're going to keep it moving, you guys, because we actually have a special surprise guest. We just kind of pulled him in. He didn't even know he was going to be on here tonight. Surprise! So if you guys don't know who this is, don't recognize him, Kyle Matthews from Beat Childhood Cancer Foundation. They're the ones that we partnered with for the run, and we think they're pretty awesome. And he's actually down here in Missouri.
Here I am. Yeah, it's nice to actually meet everyone. At least Peter's family is all here, and
you met everyone.
All of your family as well. It's been really good to spend some time here.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
I mean, I just kind of figured you could just fill everybody in again about like what you guys do, like, you know, briefly kind of a little more about the DFMO trial, which is a lot of what we're helping with the run, and you know, just tell us more about you and what you guys do.
Absolutely. So I like Bailey's mom and Jenna, my wife and I lost a son, Ezra, to neuroblastoma in 2010. He was just 2 years old. I have a tattoo on my arm that says 800 days, which is exactly how long he lived. And he was also a heap of fun. He liked Elmo and trains and dinosaurs and dancing. And anytime we went anywhere, if there was music playing, if we went to a restaurant or anything, he would get up and start dancing in the middle of whatever room we were in. You know, there could be people walking all around, or we're just in a grocery store and he's getting out there and vibing a little. So that's a little of who Ezra was. And when he died, we felt that we wanted to do something as well. And so we started the foundation, which at the time was called Because of Ezra. And these days our name is the Beat Childhood Cancer Foundation. And we've really grown. I love, I don't know if it's the right word, but it's encouraging to me to see all of these parents and families getting together and making a difference for other kids today, because I have definitely seen over our decade in this that a lot happens because us parents stand up and say, this is not right. It is not good enough for our kids. And the thing is, cancer is not magic. It is not an unbeatable foe. It is not some problem that cannot be beaten. It is something that if you pour time, attention, and money into, you can beat it. And in other cancers, we have seen that, and in other diseases certainly. And human ingenuity, I think, is incredible if you pour that time, attention, and money. I mean, we're going to Mars. And we really took that mindset into starting the foundation and worked alongside some really bold and incredible researchers. Dr. Giselle Scholler is our research chair now, and worked to found what is now a consortium of almost 50 children's hospitals and research institutions where clinical trials are happening. So we're creating options. We are moving new drugs through the approval process and into clinical trials that kids can actually benefit from today. And that's been something that has been huge to be a part of. I think just to see that there are differences being made, and there are a lot of kids who are beating cancer now who would not have a decade ago when Ezra was diagnosed, or when Bailey was diagnosed. Yeah. It's obviously, it's not enough. It's never enough. We have a strong sense of urgency always, because of every time that there's a story like Emery or any of the other kids that I have met and spent time with who die. And that's the truth. I mean, kids are dying still. This is not a thing where if we don't do good enough, that, you know, they have something that's hard for them the rest of their life. It's just the end of their life, which is why we keep doing what we're doing, and we know that it is incredibly important. And it's just really encouraging to me to see everyone come together, to see Peter running across the country. I give him a hard time all the time because I'm a jokester, but I am deeply touched at the level of sacrifice and care that is shown from that, and all of the people that come out along that run and are supporting, or flying, or driving to wherever Peter is, from wherever they're coming from. It seems like all over the place. Yeah. And taking their time and getting up early and doing all of the things to support, and even just people watching these videos and sharing them and telling stories and saying, hey, did you know that there is still a need in the childhood cancer world, and that there are groups that are making a difference in it, and can you do something to help? All of that's really encouraging. So the DFMO trial specifically, which is where a lot of the funds that is being raised through the Thunder Run are going to, that's a trial we've been incredibly excited about. One of the huge problems in neuroblastoma is a lot of kids relapse. and it happened to my son. I know that was the same story with Bailey as well. That was just being told, and I guess Emory was never even clear.
Can't really call it a relapse, no.
But it's just a hard cancer, and that's one of the biggest problem is the relapse, because a lot of kids do get to remission, and then we just have trouble keeping them there. So DFMO is a drug that our hope is it keeps kids from relapsing. It keeps the cancer from coming back. It is on a path to get approved by the FDA sometime next year. Our hope is, you can never be sure with FDA timing, but it is something that is happening, and and that will be only the 5th oncology drug approved first for kids. It just doesn't happen for a lot of reasons, and I think that's an entire other webinar or Facebook Live or whatever you want to call this. But it is something that oddly falls to the parents and a bunch of passionate researchers and advocates. But it's very interesting to see that. So we are doing that work, and it is only possible because of people like Jenna and people like Peter and the bunches of people who are supporting and making it happen. So thanks. Thank you for doing this. I know that it's in spite of and through pain, and it's impactful.
No, when we had to decide, like, who should we raise money, like, for research, like, I've been following you guys for a long time. It was a pretty easy decision. So we love everything you guys are about.
Thank you. Yeah. It was, I remember you guys calling me on the phone, and I think I was actually in Minneapolis or something.
You were
on the phone. I was just talking with the Love Your Melon people, because they were doing like some kind of some cool stuff with us, and talking to you, and it's just encouraging. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. That's what we need. This is what kids need.
Yeah.
So, like you said, kids are still dying. Emory is no longer here. That was only a couple years ago. So still have a lot of work to do, but this guy's working. It's working hard. A lot of people through his foundation.
We are, all of us together.
Yeah.
It's it's good. It's good to be together.
Yeah.
I like it. Thank you.
Well, hey, I know I just kind of threw you in tonight, but thanks.
I'm really glad. I'm glad.
I wish I would have thought about it sooner, giving you a heads up. But I was like, hey, Kyle's here tonight.
Yeah.
Why are we not putting him in?
I love it. It's exciting to be able. I'm always ready to share.
Just jump in.
Yeah, I am. Cool.
All right. Well, I think that's it. Unless, anyone had any other questions, but you guys know you can always put them in the comments, and I can tag Kyle if it's something for him. So, and just thanks for being here tonight. Remember, I know you guys already know how to donate. Facebook, you can text, you can get on our website, and keep following along on Pete's journey. He starts running again this week, just a couple days. So keep following, keep sharing, and thanks for being here. I guess
Awesome.
Have a good night, guys.